Where that comes from, I don't know, but the property is worth like $60,000 according to that information. But now, of course, the process is to find out why that county website says that property is worth $60,000. Is it really or is it not? Okay, I'm gonna try to move along here. Receiving deed, I've kind of talked about this, only happens 3% of the time nationwide. There are strategies that you could do to increase that a little bit. But like I said, I would invest in a taxing certificate thinking that you might get the property, but don't invest in a taxing certificate because you want to get the property. Does that make sense? Okay, we're focusing on interest. Okay? Procedures vary by states. Yeah, and I already talked about that, depending upon how you would actually get the deed to the property. Super clear on state laws. They don't, most states and counties don't take it lightly, you taking over their piece of property, somebody else's piece of property. So they're going to put a whole lot of steps in place that you have to make sure. You heard about dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's got to be spot on, or you'll be out. Oh, here's another example. Okay. So let's say, and this is kind of a roundabout example. This didn't actually happen. This is a different situation. But just for example, let's say somebody bought a taxing certificate for $7,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, around 900 square feet on a small lot. You're like, yeah, I mean, that's got to be worth what? Anywhere in the country, it's got to be worth 20, 30, 40 grand. Who knows, depending upon where you're at, right? If you're in Reno, it's worth 100 grand. I don't know, whatever. So it's got to be a great deal. Okay? Owner defaults. Okay? The house is deemed the investor. Yes, right? Yay! Oh my God, this is fantastic, right? Or not.
Is this in Flint, Michigan?
It might resemble that.
How do I know that?
Research afterwards find that the lot is only worth $500 and the house needs to be removed. The demo costs are going to be more than that.
I know
Fortunately,
the address of that property.
Huh?
I know the address of that property.
Fortunately, I happen to physically be at this property, and while I was there in representing the owner, the neighbor actually wanted to buy it. Actually, I haven't heard the finish. I don't know if the neighbor bought it, but the neighbor actually offered a couple, $2-3 grand for the property. So I don't know if that actually happened or not. I haven't talked to him, but hopefully that is what happened in this case.
So wait, I have a question. Even though it had to get demolished, right? You've only put $7 grand into the property,
yep.
Right? So say it gets demolished, and what would that cost be? I don't know, but
I don't know. Around here, well, in Stagecoach, a demo trailer is $4 grand.
Okay, so then you have to rebuild a brand new house,
Mhm.
and then you could possibly sell it for.
You know, I can continue on the road. There was 6 houses on that street. Once again, I was physically there. The nicest one on that street, which was actually pretty darn nice, was worth about 21.
And don't forget, he's been paying taxes on it for I'm not sure how many years.
Yeah, I think since 2007, I want to say. Anyways, yeah, be careful.
Okay.
All right, yeah, 2 rules. Do your research. Of course, rule number 2, refer to rule number 1.
And repeat.
Yes. Once again, assume buying the property. I told you that. Don't plan on getting the property. Focus on high rate of interest. We've done all this. Think of it like a savings account for an investor. Okay. Where to buy. We've talked briefly about this. You can attend auctions. You can go online. Oh, by the way, this is interesting. I read about this, but I didn't actually see this until today. You can go online. I'm going to share a website with you here in just a moment. You can go online, and it will give you the option of practice buying a taxing certificate.
Really?
Do you think they're trying to tell you something?
Yeah.
Research.
So you don't actually have to spend any money. You can go in there, just go through it, and kind of get a feel for it and see how it goes and see if you like the results or not. I haven't actually done that yet. I'm going to do that soon. Sometimes treasurer office, yeah, those we talked about that. Sometimes you can buy them over the counter. So here it is. I pulled this off this morning. Okay? So if you want to go to that website, this is PNL, I don't know how to, that's a county in Arizona. Okay? And this is a website that does online auctions. This is live right now, printed out this morning. Okay? So here, state, I'm not gonna read, I'm gonna read some of it to you. State-owned certificate sale, okay, because these did not sell at the auction, they actually become property of the state, but the county is taking care of, right?
Just a note to add, I know, like, you know, if somebody hasn't purchased it, there's sometimes, a lot of times, a reason for that, just, you know, because if it's a good deal, people know about it, and when I was looking at it, there was people there ready to take a good deal, just like any other good deal on real estate, right? So,
Right.
just buy everywhere, you know,
Right.
there's
Right.
sometimes might be a reason, I know we bought.
You're looking for that diamond in the rough, honestly. Yeah, Steve?
On the positive side of that, there is a strategy for going in and doing research on the person who is in default and finding out maybe they had a health issue that was keeping them from being able to afford it. But they've always been, you know, on time with things, they've got maybe decent credit, but all of a sudden they had a health issue that ruined them.
Right.
And again, you're not looking to buy the property, but you're looking to be able to gain interest. You're actually creating a win-win situation. And that's a great strategy, and a lot of people make a lot of money out of it.
Yeah.
So has anybody in the room actually bought a tax lien certificate?
I don't think so. I've asked that question a few times to most people in this room.
I didn't do it for all of those reasons.
We decided that we don't
I tell you
like-
what, by the next meeting, I will own a tax lien certificate. So
Or I will. I might
guarantee
need
you
to.
might. Me too. All right, very
So
good.
Jim, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have to do research to do this?
Yeah, right? This is a conglomeration of a lot of research. Anyways, so here's how easy this is. You go to this website, these are state-owned, they did not sell at the auction, they're available now. Okay, the state-owned certificate, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, you can buy them right here, 16% interest. Period, straight and forward, right? Easy to go. I'm gonna move along. You gotta make an account, it's free, blah, blah, blah. Then there's certain things that you gotta do if you're actually gonna buy the property. Okay? So here it is. Does anyone know how to pronounce that? Pinal?
It's Pinal.
Pinal? Pinal County,
We happen to
Arizona.
have property in Pinal County.
There you go. Pinal. So right now, on that website that I just showed you, there's 4,442 records. And the certificates range from $65, $66 to $142,000. And all of these are from 2017. These are all 2017 defaulted properties. Their auction was in March. Okay? And these are available right now. Now you can see a lot of the 4,442, you can see some of them say unavailable because they've been purchased. Okay? And they're going to leave that live until the auction next year, and then they're going to start all over again.
So I thought that the website that you just gave us was to do like a trial run. It was.
In that website,
Uh-huh.
you can do the real thing, but it gives you an option to do a trial.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's one of them I was looking at. Here's one that was for 40 acres, FCV, full cash value is what it said. I don't know how important that is. I haven't been able to research that to see if this 40 acres really is worth $88,000 like the county website that it takes you directly to tells you. Some of these actually will give you comparables. You click on a button, it's going to give you comparables, right? Pretty awesome. The price of this tax lien certificate was $8,530.16 at 16%. That is $1,366 a year. I don't know. Are you willing to tie up $8,500 to get $1,366 a year, guaranteed? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I don't know. It depends on the individual.
So, and it goes bad if you end up with the property potentially.
Well,
That's like the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario, but if this 40 acres is truly worth $88,000 and you spent $8,500 on it, I think it'd be a pretty good deal.
Yeah, yeah. No, and the 16% is guaranteed,
Guaranteed.
should the person redeem.
Should the person redeem, yes.
So it can only really go bad if you buy the property and it's like a sinkhole or something.
Yep.
Another thing you have to watch out for on the vacant land, to make sure it's not landlocked.
Yes.
That could be a landlocked 40 acres, and then you got all kinds of other issues.
If it's in Florida, it might be swampland full of alligators. I don't know. Here's a couple of Arizona laws. At the auction, when it sells at the auction, you're bidding down the interest. When you buy these properties that I just showed you that there's 4,744 of, those are 16%. You're not bidding on those, you can buy those, period. If you go to the auction, once again, the people who know that go to the auction, they want to buy these properties, they're bidding down the interest to whatever level is comfortable for them, from 16% down. Okay? Redemption period in Arizona, 3 years. 3 years, okay? And you must foreclose. So if it goes past that 3 years, you are required by law, as the certificate owner, to foreclose on that property. There's gonna be some fees involved, right? But I guarantee you, if it's really worth $80,000, you're still making a profit. And there was a disclaimer in there, and I didn't actually read into this, that said, foreclosure is easier after 5 years. Not sure why that is, but the state put that in there for some reason. Here's another example. Which one is this? Oh, so here we go. I got to end on a good note. I know, I scared the hell out of all you, right? No? Good. Some of you are still interested. Once again, you can see the value of buying tax lien certificates. All right, here's the diamond in the rough right here. True story. Numbers have been changed a little bit just for ease, but true story. Investor buys a tax lien certificate for $1,500 at 10% interest in the Chicago area. Okay? Monitors for 1.5 years. Just loves his interest coming in. Tax lien was not redeemed within the allotted time. He's living in an apartment. He's doing this. He's buying tax lien certificates from his apartment. Small apartment, small little dumpy apartment, from what I understand. After a short foreclosure procedure, the investor receives the deed to the property. The investor moves from his apartment into his new home for $325,000. True story. Right? So it's a diamond in the rough. Doesn't happen all the time. So you can get properties for pennies on the dollar. Don't expect it. If this happens, just love your 10%, and oh my God, what would happen? Final thoughts. I'm going to wrap these up before she puts the cane on me. Once again, the tax lien certificate investing can be a small hobby, just a good, safe place to put your money. Definitely better than a savings account, because even banks can go under, right? Now, is the federal government going to go under? I don't know, who knows? Some of you have different opinions on that, but this is guaranteed by the federal government, okay? And once again, most people recommend to put 10% of your money in savings. I've never done that, but it should, right? Okay? It can also be a massive money-producing monster. Buy one a month. So if you think about this, if you buy one a month, so over a year's period, you bought 12, and maybe they're only $100 a piece, let's say, right? So you've invested $1,200 over 12 months. Those are either going to start redeeming at some point, or you're going to start getting the properties if you continue to do this consistently. Does that make sense? So every month, you have, that's your goal or whatever, is to buy one a month that you've done all the research on, you're safe, you're comfortable with it, whatever the time frame is, and they're going to start redeeming. Now, you don't know when they're going to redeem. Perfect scenario, they're going to start redeeming one a month while you're buying more, right? Can you see how that rolls and you're making the interest on your money? Or what if you have some money and you decide you want to buy 4 a month? Can you think about the kind of interest that you're going to be getting, kind of term, the redemptions that are going to be happening? Now, this is a full-time job, once again. Buying one is a full-time job. Getting 4, you probably need a team to help you with that, because the research is important. And once again, on top of all the interest incoming in, every once in a while, you might end up with a piece of property that you really, really like. Any other questions? I've loved your questions today. Yep, Steve was first.
Just one comment is, the thing that I don't know that you touched on very well is that you don't necessarily want to focus on any one property. When you're doing your research, you've got to have multiple properties that you're looking at constantly, because should that one property redeem and you've got all that time into it, you're out all of that time and effort.
Oh, sorry, I was looking a little bit at too, like you said, just to lead on that. What I was told and what I've read too is it's like you get a whole list of those properties, and you want to. One of the best things I heard was that looking at properties that people are living in, because those are usually people who are going to redeem that, or at least it's a livable house you get, and those are better chances than spending on time a lot of other stuff that might not be worth your research time.
This is a numbers game.
So 2 questions, since you've done a lot of research in Arizona. When is the next auction, if you know that?
If I remember right, their auctions happen in March, I believe.
In March, okay. And then second question was, I forgot my second question.
Sure.
Oh well.
Yeah, but this is a massive game, so you got to decide which state, what's most important to you. You want massive interest? Or is there a specific state that you want to be in, or a specific county that you want to be in? It's different for everyone, or do you want to own a property in all 50 states?
So I got it. Is Arizona one of the states that you have to live in order to buy?
No.
Okay.
All right, anyway. I think that was it. Nope. Yes.
What, do you know which states were uncovered after period passage?
No, actually I don't. This book, I believe, is either this book or what you gave me.
It's in the one I gave you, I know, I don't know
think
about
this
this
book
one.
gives you a list of details. Actually, well, let me show you really quick as I wrap this up. Because since I have Arizona marked right now. So if you look at the